What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, back with another review for you guys. And this is my first review copy of a film in from 4 Digital Media that is open 24 hours with this nice shiny slipcover. I know it's glaring like crazy because it's so super shiny and pretty. Anyways, mine did come pretty damaged from the postal service. It got stuck for like over a week. They did ship it out priority. I was supposed to get it on the 13th before it came out, and I just got it the other day. So yeah, the 13th, and I got it on like the 21st or something. So yeah, so thanks, post office, and my mailman just shoved it in the mailbox and crammed it in there. But anyways, they were nice enough to send it to me, so I'm not really going to complain. But on their part, they packaged it really well, and they sent it out first class and everything. So I don't know what happened with the post office. Anyway, so I apologize. I'm a little late getting to this review for you guys. But yeah, finally got to check this one out. And I'll start by saying I was very impressed with this one. I'll read the back to you guys here like I normally do. And, read the synopsis and everything. But yeah, very impressed with this one. It was a good kind of old school feel to it. Just solid horror film with practical elements, special effects and everything, and just a real gritty feel to it. But anyways, a paranoid, delusional woman, Mary White, has just been released from a mental hospital for setting her serial killer boyfriend on fire. Mary suffers from severe paranoia and hallucinations. Her boyfriend, James Lincoln Filmz, is a brutal serial killer known as the Rain Ripper. He enjoyed murdering people and making Mary watch. After being released from the hospital, Mary's vulnerable demeanor aids her in obtaining employment as at an all-night gas station. However, left alone to her own devices, her paranoia and hallucinations return with furious consequences. Customers and friends suddenly start turning up dead and mutilated all around her. So, even the synopsis sounds fucking brutal. And this is a brutal-ass film. There is some features on here as well. There's a director's commentary, which I did not get a chance to listen to. I would like to go back and listen to that, though. An alternate ending, which it would have worked as well. But I think the ending they went with definitely is better than the alternate ending. It leaves it open more for a sequel and stuff like that. And a making of documentary, which is about 15 minutes and pretty informative. So, yeah. So just like the back here says, I'll go ahead and show you guys the inside. Nothing too fancy here. Same artwork across all 3 things here: the slip, the insert, and the disc. But and this is like $12.99 right now on Amazon. Hoping I put a picture of the price here, or this is just not going to work. For the Blu-ray, and I just saw it at Walmart for the DVD is $10 up there. If you guys are wanting to get it in person, I did not see the Blu-ray up there. But so thank you again for Digital Media for sending this out. I'd heard of this company before, but never really delved too much into it. But I bought something else recently from them, so I decided to see what else they released, and they seem to have a lot of good horror thriller type titles, and I thought I'll shoot them an email, see what's going on, and they were nice enough to get back to me and send this out to me for review. So thank you again, guys. You guys are fucking awesome. So just like the back there said, Mary is released. Watching the movie, I thought she was in prison. That says a mental institute. So, because she had to mark on the application and everything that she committed a felony and all this. So I thought she had just got released from prison, and that says mental. But anyways, regardless. So, Mary's released after spending like 2 years in, an institute, and, she's got to get back on her feet. And it's been a couple weeks. She's been looking for a job and finally gets the job at this not at all the creepiest gas station in the fucking world. And it's modeled, after watching the features, it's modeled after a gas station that they came across in, I believe, Mississippi, even though one of the license plates in the movie, I think, says Missouri. and they actually built this set on a lot, built it from scratch in Serbia. It was actually a Serbian film. Not that Serbian film, but just a Serbian film. Okay. Yeah, and everything from her past starts coming back to her. She meets a few people that work at the gas station, a truck driver passing through, things like that. And you see a lot of things from her past coming back to her. She, hallucinates these things going on, these acts going on. She gets some phone calls from a woman who keeps calling and asking what their hours are, and she just keeps telling her, we're open 24 hours, and she just keeps calling.
Dear Gas Market, this is Mary.
How late are you open till?
We're open 24 hours.
Thank you.
Dear Gas Market, this is Mary.
How late are you open till?
Didn't you just call?
Things like that going on. It's constantly raining during this film as well, which fits in with her boyfriend always killed people in the rain because he was convinced that the rain would like cleanse their souls or some shit, and which tells you he's completely a fucking nutcase with that even, which I don't know, maybe it does cleanse your soul, I don't know. Anyways, so you have to kind of decide what Mary is seeing is real and what's in her head. She's constantly taking her medication to get rid of stuff, or just like closing her eyes and saying that the shit ain't real, and open her eyes and there's like somebody different standing there. So it's really kind of a mind fuck of a movie in that aspect, and I really just love the setting of this movie. My only complaint about this movie at all is the audio. This is definitely a really up and down movie, so if you're going to watch this, especially at night, people are sleeping or something, have the remote ready to turn it up and down, because some of the sound, like when something bad's getting ready to happen, or music or something like that, it gets so fucking loud. I had to turn it down like 20 notches and then back up to hear the dialogue. But other than that, I love the way this movie is shot. The cinematography is absolutely fucking perfect for this kind of film. The just unsettling feeling of this gas station, the unsettling feeling you have outside. There is a couple of other sets to this film as well. I mean, like 90% of it's at the gas station, but there is some scenes towards the end of the film where she's running through the woods, things like that. She gets to like a farmhouse with all kinds of old style tools, and you get really excited during that too. I know I'm kind of skipping through the movie, but because you see all this equipment, this old like farm equipment and stuff, and her weapon of choice becomes just like a shovel. You could have played around with that a little bit more, but other than that, I mean, it's just a really solid horror film. I mean, I guess more of a thriller than a horror film, but the two go hand in hand so close that it's hard to differentiate sometimes. But so eventually you get to a point where the power goes out at this gas station. You find out power's out through this whole town, and some inmates have actually escaped, one of them being her boyfriend, who on the back there said that she set on fire. Because he was locked up. He was convicted of killing like 35 women, and for the most part, he made her watch these killings. Any of the killings she wasn't there for, he would call and play like this creepy old 1950s song. I didn't even know the song is called Raindrops. When I think the song Raindrops, I keep thinking like raindrops keep falling on my head or something. But I don't think that was the same song. But like a real creepy 1950s song to it. And just, yeah, I don't know. This movie just, it comes together so well. You actually care about the character of Mary, which was played by, I forget her name. I don't know if it's going to say on here. Vanessa Grassi, or I don't know how to say her last name, but she was in the latest installment of Texas Chainsaw with the Leatherface that came out in 2017, I think. And then the director of this film also directed The Devil's Dolls, which when I saw that, I kind of had my doubts going into this one because I couldn't fucking stand The Devil's Dolls. It was released by Scream Factory. I think it was like an IFC Scream Factory thing. I'll try to put a picture up here of it. But I really didn't care for that movie, and so I was kind of weary going into this one, but it really delivered. Anyways, so they all get out of prison. You know, all these people escape the prison or mental institute or whatever. And at that point, you're really like, fuck, is she really seeing him? Or is it all in her head? Is he really there? You don't know. There was a couple times I questioned, too, if the things that he was doing, if it was going to be one of those movies where she was actually doing these things. Like, her boyfriend was actually dead, and she was the one that she's so fucking crazy and fucked up in the head that she was actually harming these people and thinking that it was him or something. There's a lot of things that go on to make you kind of question reality. But it is brutal as shit. I mean, it's not over-the-top gory or anything. It's realistic gore. Like I said, practical effects, which was nice. There is some good jump scares in there. I'll try to put some stuff in the background so this isn't so awkward. But yeah, the acting overall was pretty decent. Everybody was good enough for their parts. I think the character of Mary, she did really good. She was a good, strong lead. The guy that works at the gas station with her, he was okay. He was in Freddy vs. Jason, I think, and some other stuff. But I'm trying to think of who else. The owner of the gas station you only see for a little bit at the beginning. Her friend, she was good enough for her part. I forget her name. But yeah, I mean, everybody was good enough in the roles. I think the character of the killer, of her boyfriend, could have been cast a little bit differently, but at the same time, it was kind of one of those things where it's your average, everyday person. You wouldn't suspect anything from this guy. It just looks like a normal young teen, early 20s person that, you know, and you want to suspect to be a mass murderer, I guess. So I guess if he was a big burly guy, it'd be a little more obvious. But anyways, I love the weapon of choice. He goes from kind of a small, just regular hammer, and finally upgrades to a big ass sledgehammer. I love movies like, I always think back to like the remake of The Crazies, where people drag, you know, their tools, and he's kind of dragging the sledgehammer along the ground, and it really feels, I'm sure they probably used a real sledgehammer for those kind of shots, and then when he picks it up and stuff, go to the fake one. But you really feel, especially with the sound, like I mentioned, you really feel like this is a brutal ass weapon, and he's about to do some real fucking damage. But yeah, overall, guys, this movie was absolutely fantastic in my opinion, and I'm very happy that they sent this to me. I probably would have bought it anyways, to be honest, because after watching the trailer, it just looked really interesting. I know this is the same company that put out like the Robert movies back in the day that I just picked up from Dollar Tree, and those looked like pretty crappy, like quality wise, but this looks fantastic. So if you guys are concerned with quality of the picture and everything like that, do not be. This looks like a higher budget film. This looks, like anything that your big studios would put out, and a lot better than a lot of the movies that your big studios put out for horror films. So, like I said, this is like $12.99 on Amazon right now. If you guys are horror fans of like just old school brutal horror films with a little bit of other elements in there with her hallucinations and trying to decipher what's real or not, definitely grab this one. Very, very high recommend for me. I mean, if you have to stream it, but just see this fucking movie. However, you have to do it because it is fantastic. Excited to see what else they put out. I know a lot of their films kind of fell flat. I think they released like Vlad the Impaler or something, which I hadn't heard too good things about. But this one here is definitely worth the money. I mean, if this sounds like something that's up your alley, then definitely grab it. It says compelling from Bloody Disgusting, awesome from We Live Entertainment. I don't know what We Live Entertainment is, but and like I say, you get a nice little 15-minute behind the scenes. I'm sure the commentary is pretty good. A deleted scene, so yeah. Try to make this one pretty short. I'll try to keep my reviews between 15 and 20 minutes for you guys. I know you don't want to stick around too long, and I don't want to go into a lot of detail because it's so hard not to spoil stuff in this film. I don't want to show like who dies or anything. I'll try to put some, you'll know by now if I put some clips in there of some of the brutal parts of this film. I mean, the blood looks great. It doesn't look super fake or anything. Like I said, it's not over the top. There's not blood just like gushing out like Evil Dead or something, which I don't have a problem with that either. But for this kind of movie that's supposed to be a serious film, you shouldn't have that. I know I'm talking this movie up a lot and everything, and it's just because it surprised me. It really did. I mean, I've seen so many horror films in my life. I always go in not expecting much, and this really blew me away. And it's about an hour and 45 minutes or something like that, so it's long enough to really develop the characters and everything, but it doesn't overstay its welcome either. I think at like 2 hours it would have been a little long and kind of needed to be cut down, and the timing is just right on it, and you really feel for this character of Mary. You really kind of put yourself in her place, like what the fuck would you do? There is some other parts that kind of didn't really make sense. There's a part where she grabs a shotgun and one of the guys is with her, and it's like, and he's telling her how to use it. It's like, why don't you just take the fucking gun? Like, I don't know what was up with that, but I guess he was too scared or something at the time with everything that was going on. I don't know. But anyways, that's going to do it for this review, guys. I said it's really hard to go through the story of something like this without giving away too much, and I went into this like completely blind. Like, the trailer doesn't give away like really anything, and I want to kind of keep it that way for you guys. Just kind of tell you whether or not to check it out is all I'm trying to do. If I go through the story, I'll give away the deaths, and nothing will be shocking to you. So again, it's like $13 on Amazon. Add it to your cart. Pick this shit up if you guys are fans of just old school style, brutal horror films. Then I think you're really gonna love this one. So until next time, guys. Peace, love, happiness as always, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.